Yeah, it's recording.
Who is Rowdy? I'm admitting them.
Yeah, Arun, it's recording.
Hi, Rav.
I think he's Ablash.
He's Abhilash.
Hi, Ablash.
Hey, Arun, how are you, man?
Yeah, fine, man. How do you?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. What, busy these days?
No, man. I just changed my organization trade, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Ablash. So we were discussing about what is the process they are following in their current organization, how they do an automation or how they get the code and other stuff. So basically, CI/CD is continuous integration and continuous deployment. That someone said here. So what we do is in continuous integration is um, the developers will write their code. So they will commit their code in their repository. So once after committing the repository, parallelly testers will be writing your test cases and you will be committing all your automation cases in your repo, right? So immediately after the test developer has committed their code and testers has committed their code, we will start our automation triggering. We will set up the Jenkins itself will set up all your code in your test server. It will execute your automation cases based on the configuration you are given in the Jenkins server. It will execute, it will share the report or it will attach your report back to your Jenkins server. This is till automation and getting the report result is called continuous integration. You are integrating the code deployment, your automation and your attaching result. All this you're integrating and you are doing it continuously without having any break in here. So no manual intervention will be here while doing the continuous integration. The previous process when Pina was saying about giving the developers will deploy the code, that is a manual work, and they'll be sending out a mail to you guys to start your testing, that is a manual work. And testers will be manual testing or we will be automating our cases in the server, and we will fetch the result and we will be sending out a mail to the respective development team or your PM team, right? So here we have lots of manual works effort involved, so it may take more time when compared to automation, as well as sometimes you may be available, you will be taking up the task later or all those things happen. Generally it may take 1 hour half day to 1 day to do this all this manual setup and other things. So what is the benefit of continuous integration is, once the developer commits his complete code into the Git repo or the Bitbucket or whatever the repo they are having, so we will inform Jenkins to pull that code, execute your automation cases, set up the environment and execute your automation cases. So this is the basic important feature of Jenkins. So Jenkins have lots of things to do with, but this is one of the major thing or basic thing where we are using Jenkins. Any question in this?
No.
Clear, Arun.
Okay. I can show you a Jenkins portal. So you have so we can also do continuous deployment with Jenkins. So after integration, you can also create a new AWS instance. You can deploy the code and we can make it available for the entire customer base. So that can also be done with Jenkins, but that needs a few more plugins. But first, we will start with only CI, right? Okay. How you will configure your CI? How you will install? Is it breaking? Hello.
No, Arun. Actually, we will get the WAR file of Jenkins and
Okay.
we will run it from the command prompt and we will try to install the Jenkins.
So let's see from how to install Jenkins. You probably might have known that. So there are multiple ways to install Jenkins. So you have the WAR file, you have Docker. You can also install in Windows as well as Linux-based services. So these are all Linux-based services. So generally people tend to use with war file for testers. And if you have knowledge on Docker, you can also install with Docker. So here I have installed with Jenkins war file.
Yeah, we cannot see your screen.
Arun, can you share your screen? We are not
Sorry.
able to share.
Okay, sorry. Can you see now?
Yes, yes, sir.
So the command to execute your Jenkins is java-jar jenkins.var. So you should execute this command where you have your jenkins.var file. So I have downloaded the var file from here, Jenkins download parameter, and I have executed, or I have started my Jenkins var file. So once after starting this, you can open your Jenkins in localhost 8080. So you will not have all these things. So since I have already using it and created it, I have lots of jobs here. So you will not be having all these jobs when you start it. You will be having only new item and people on this side of icons only. So you can click new item. You will be having multiple projects available here. Freestyle project, Maven project, pipeline project, folders, multi-branch pipeline. So as a beginners, we can start with Freestyle project, okay? So Freestyle, sample for learning. I'll create a new project. So it will be having 5 phases here. So general is just giving a description. And first one is source code management. Second is build trigger, build environment, build and post build actions. So we have seen, right? So developers will be writing their codes and they will be having all their codes in the repository. So we have 2 things here. So Git and Subversion. Mercury is also part of source code management. So I guess you all guys are working with Git, right? Or anyone is working with Subversion?
As of now, we are not using any subversion of Git. Arun, we are directly getting and practicing only. Not
Okay.
from Git, yeah.
So if you click Git, you'll be getting, you have to configure your repo here, repository URL. Okay. So probably you'll be having your development repo or your automation repo. You have to configure here. For the credentials, you should add it here. You can give your credentials here and you can add, then it will be showing in the dropdown. You can add it from here. You can download your respective branch, either it's a master or the respective branch which you are using for your automation or your product. So all your source code download management, all your source code management will be configured here. So what are the different phases we involved here is source code management, build trigger, build environment, build and post build actions, right? So first we will check out all our codes. Then we have to trigger our build, right? So we have multiple ways to trigger our build. For example, you can trigger your build by every day or whenever there is a change in your code commit, or you can every day morning 8 o'clock you can trigger, or every day 12 o'clock you can trigger, or morning you can run your automation in the same way. Evening also you can execute your automation. So all those things you can configure in build trigger. So in build trigger, you can click this build periodically, and you can provide the values for that. So if you give the values, minute, hours, and time and month, you can set up all those things and you can execute your automation cases here on the respective time. Whatever time you have configured, you can execute that here. Any questions here till now, guys?
Or no.
Abhilash, Ina.
So Arun, you say that for the source in the source code management tab. So if we want to add our jar files or the work done or the scripts into the JIT, so this section would be used, right?
Yeah, whenever you have so probably all your automation scripts and your development scripts will be present in the Git repository, right?
Oh yeah.
So to execute your automation and your product. So Pina said that the developers will develop their codes and they will be deploying their codes in their specific test server or deploying a server. So those deploying part we can configure using source code management. So the developers can view their entire repo name here and their credential. They can set up in their test server, and you can also add your test automation code that also should be pulled into the specific test server, right? So you can also configure that in the repository. You can download those codes into your test automation repository. So what the source code management will do is to check out all your codes from your Git repository to your local server. So wherever you are configured Jenkins, in your local machine or the local server wherever you configure. So this is phase one. The second phase is we can also configure when you have to execute your automation cases. So for example, daily morning, you want to execute your automation cases and you have to get the result. For example, if it's a 1 hour execution, some automation may execute for more than 7 hours or 8 hours. So in that case, you can, you don't have to sit and monitor all your automation cases. You can just trigger at night time around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you can trigger and you can see the result tomorrow morning and you can analyze the report there. Right, so that you can no one has to go and trigger it manually. You can from Jenkins you can trigger manually, or you can also configure the execution time or the start trigger time so that it will automatically fetch your code, execute your automation, and push back your results. So that's where the periodically will be helpful.
So for a sample, can you write, if I want to run my daily schedule, how can I write here in this box? So syntax is minute, hour, DOM, month, DOW, right?
Minute, hour. So for example, if you want to run every 30 minutes, so every 30 minutes it will execute minute and 5 stars.
Okay.
If you want to run for every hour,
60, 59.
59, we can execute 59 or 60 here. It will execute for that. Or every 5 hours it should run, or every 12 o'clock it should run. Then you can maintain here. Every 10 o'clock night, that means if you give it here like this, every night 10 o'clock it will execute. So they have given it here, right? 0 to 23.
Yeah.
So similarly, it can execute. So if you want to run on every day of the month, you can probably give the day, month, and day of the week also you can give.
Okay, got it.
You give it like this and you can save it, it will execute that. So after triggering, it will go for the build environment. So you can, so everything is optional here. If you have source code, you can use it. If you want to trigger it, you can add it. If you want build environment, you can use the build environment, or you can just leave it. So if you want to only build a Maven build or your automation build, you can use only those things. These are all optionals. Everything is optional here as of now. I mean, only generally you have to give. Other things are mostly optional. And for example, if you are checking out all your codes in a single place daily, you want to delete the previous code which is already checked out there, you can delete the workspace and you can rebuild it. And for example, if your automation is executing for more than 8 hours, whereas your automation expecting time is only 4 hours or 3 hours, you can abort the job if it's stuck somewhere, or if it's executing more than 10 hours, you can abort the job also. So this is what the aspects of build environment. And for build, so you guys are using Maven project, right? Or you guys are using Gradle or something else?
Yeah, we are using Maven project.
Maven project. Invoke top level Maven. So if you're using Maven project, you have to use this parameter, invoke top level Maven targets. If you're using Gradle or Ant, you should use these things. And if you want to execute some shell commands, like, are you guys aware of shell commands? Or Windows batch commands? Okay, so whatever we saw here, right, java-jar.var, this is a batch command because we are executing in Windows command prompt. If you want to execute these kind of commands, you can use execute Windows batch command. Similar commands, if you are running in Linux environment, you have to use execute shell command. Okay. So mostly for automation, we'll be using Maven commands. I will add this. So the goals. So goals, what should we add is what we are going to run Maven test. We will be having the Maven test goal, right? Have you guys gone through Maven?
Yes, yes.
So Maven, you will be having different goals, right? What are the
Yes,
goals?
test clean. Yeah, test clean build.
Okay. So you have to configure those goals here, and you have to configure your pom.xml file. So what is the pom file in Maven?
It has
POM
all
file
the
in Maven,
dependencies
guys.
and plugins.
Pom data.
Yeah. So your POM file should be given
Part of
here.
the POM file. Yeah.
So your project's POM file should be the path of the POM file should be given here. Then if you want to add any properties, you can add it here. And dynamic parameters, JVM options, you can add it here. And post build actions. So once after your automation is executed, you want to send back your results, right? You have to attach your results back to your Jenkins job, or you have to send the email to your team. So all those will be happening in the post build actions. So here you have email notification. You can publish your HTML reports. You can publish your JUnit reports. Or if you want to trigger one more job after this job is completed, you can also do that. Build other projects. So if you click this, it will show what are the other projects I'm having. You can also attach, trigger those jobs. So what are the other jobs I have? Once again, let me see what are the jobs I have, and I'll. So local. If you type local here, it will show what are the local jobs. So I have local card service and local pipeline. You can click this. So that once after this job is executed, it will go and execute the next job. Okay. So we have seen how we have to configure this thing. I will show a job which I have already configured. So whatever we have seen, it will be the part of configure icon. If you want to configure again, you have to click configure. So description you have to give. I will skip the project is parameterized. I will skip it now as of now. Probably we'll see sometime later. I didn't have any source code management. You can add a source code management here. So build parameters also I have left it this in optional. Environment also is optional because I am executing in my local machine. So here is the goals I have given for a Maven project. So either these parameters can be in properties also, or it can be in Java options also, but I am giving it in the goals itself. So if you want to execute your number of browsers, if you want to execute your automation in browsers, you are getting as a parameter, right, in testng.xml. The browser version.
Yes.
Are you guys using that? Have you created the framework? Or I'm going something advanced here.
So we have created that framework, Maven.
Okay, in the Maven framework, you'll be having testng parameters, right? In the parameters, you'll be passing your arguments, right?
Yes, yes.
So those arguments, you can send it from -d parameters. Your POM XML path you can give here. So I am enabling the Gatling report here. It will be showing like this for me. So reporting will be here, attaching here after the execution. Okay, so let's also see build with parameters. So if you want to run with browsers, different versions. So this is for load testing. I have created a job here. So for UI automation, you will be having the browser. What are the browsers you have to execute? What are the browser versions you have to execute? And in which environment, whether it's an Android or iOS, which environment you have to execute? All those things you will be giving here. And if you also want to mention which automation class you have to execute, You can also mention those things. So to give those parameters, you have to configure like this. So this can be configured with this project is parameterized. So if you click this, you'll be getting multiple choices here. So you can add one more parameters. Add parameter. So you have multiple options here. You can add and you can create a job for this. Guys, so you guys are understanding, or I'm just
Yeah, got it.
Yes, sir. Understand.
for those who have don't have any idea about these things. Sindhu, Sonam.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Okay. So some parameters will not be part of Jenkins initial setup. So you may need to, for example, I don't have here the Cucumber plugins or Cucumber related jobs here. Let's try to add a Cucumber plugin here. So you have to click Manage Jenkins. In the Manage Jenkins, you have Manage Plugins. You guys worked on Cucumber, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So add a Cucumber report. You have to install some plugins for that. So Jenkins will not have all the plugins installed initially. So whatever plugins you need, you have to install from the Jenkins repository. Similarly, for Maven, we have the Maven repository, right? Similarly, Jenkins also will have its own plugin repository where you can download the respective plugins and you can install those things to you. To your machine. So if you type Cucumber, you will be getting the plugins here. So I can install Cucumber. So whatever plugins you want, you can install it from here. So the path is Manage Jenkins, Manage Plugins. From that, you have to check in the available plugin. Then you have to install. You have to check the respective plugin and you can install without restart. What's happening? It's not installing. I have some network problem, I guess. Guys, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Arun, selected two more and try to install, because I think that plugin is not. Yeah. Try now.
No, I guess I have some network problem or
Yeah,
something tapping from my system. So this is how you have to install your plugins, guys. So once after the plugins are installed, you will be getting those things in your configuration. You can configure your job based on that. So here, the few plugins I will say what are the plugins I have already installed. So extend choice parameter plugin I have already installed. You can also see those things in installed plugins. Jenkins, manage plugins. Already installed plugins. So these are already installed plugins. So active choices plugins I have already installed. Blue Ocean, email extension. So these are extended choice parameter. So these are the plugins I have already installed in my system. So Gatling. So for the reporting I have added Gatling. So similar for Gradle plugin. So for so I required all these plugins to install in my system for certain jobs to be executed. So I have already installed all these plugins. And for Jenkins is considered, you can configure Jenkins like this, or you have other way. So we have scripting to write your Jenkins. I can also show that. We have two kinds of scripting. One is declarative, and the other one is scriptive language, which will be written in Groovy language. So you can also write this scripting. So to check out your code, to run, give the parameters like this. So you will be checking out your automation code. You will be executing, checking out. These are checking out different repositories by giving the respective values, and you can execute your project, and you can also attach your report. So by this way also you can write your automation. So this is a pipeline project. This is not a basic freestyle project. This is a pipeline project. So pipeline in the sense, whatever we discussed, right, the source code checking out, then we have to set up the build environment, then we have to configure the build trigger, then we have to give the Maven project, then we have to send the reports. Everything can be written in a single script, and that can be sent. You don't have to do manual changes in your Jenkins portal. This entire script can be part of your repository itself. Your automation repository itself can have all this file, and from that it can check out, and you can configure, and you can execute all your automation. This is one kind of Jenkins pipeline which you can execute. So probably this is very advanced level, but I'm just letting you know what are the concepts we have in Jenkins. So Jenkins, you can use the UI to configure your job, or you can use scripting to configure your job. So there are two different ways. In scripting also we have two different ways. One is pipelines, declarative pipeline, another one is scriptive pipeline. So you can do two different of methods to execute your Jenkins job. Any questions still, no, guys?
As of now, no questions.
Can someone explain what I told in a very short form?
Yeah. See.
You guys understood?
Yeah. So you are telling by using the Jenkins tool, we are configuring the path of the pom.xml, and we will try to execute our automation script. And if we want to continuously executing the automation script for proper time and appropriate time, we will have to configure that one. And after that, if for the Maven configurations and everything, so we need to do the pipeline, and we will execute that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Not in detail, but what I am understanding, I am telling.
Okay. So one minute, guys. I'm getting another call. One second. So when you guys will be available next? So, I'm getting another call now. Abhilash, when you guys will be available, we can have a hands-on session, or I can also explain about the internal setup of Jenkins.
Yeah, Arun, actually, see, we have a basic setup done in Team 1 has done it. So we have installed the WAR file, created one sample job, and given one pom.xml in that job, and we could able to run it. That's it. But we need your help in like creating the parameters and sending the parameters from the job to the framework. So those giving the properties. So those setup, we need your help. So
okay, Abhilash, I will ping you the plugins now. You can install it before the next session.
Sure.
I have another one call now, so you can install those things. Probably when you are free, guys are free, you let me know. Maybe in the evening, or before 2, in the time of 2 to 3 also I'm free. Or you can the tomorrow session 12 to 2 we have, right? That session also we can see.
Yeah,
For
Arun, better
batch
we
1,
can
we will start
tomorrow.
by 11:30. We will complete that in half an
Yes.
hour. For others, we will start from 12. Fine, right?
That's fine. That sounds good. That's fine. Tomorrow, better
Okay, then
we
I
go for
can share you the
tomorrow.
plugin names. I will send you in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You can share it to the group and you can install the 3 plugins for setting up this parameterization.
Uh-huh.
And I can help you in. We will in the session itself. We will try to configure those things.
Yeah.
Sure.
One homework I want you guys to do is what are the parameters you need and how you need, whether it's a drop down or radio box or just a string parameters you need to add. This list you can prepare and come for tomorrow. And I will share you the 3 plugins. You can install those things. We'll set up those things tomorrow. Fine, Ablash?
Yeah,
Sure. That sounds good. Yep.
Yeah.
So, guys, is it fine
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
fine.
Abhilash, fine.
Yes, sir.
for the team 1?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can see team 2 guys also in the call. So, guys, if you need any help in setting up this Jenkins, so you can reach to team 1, anybody. So we could help you for the basic setup. For this advanced setup tomorrow, anyway, Arun gonna take at 11:30, so you guys can continue from there.
Yes. Abhilash, till now yesterday they installed Maven only. They are not come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. No issues.
Okay.
Okay, we can have a separate session for team 2 and 3.
Yep, that you could plan it around later.
Yeah, sure. So tomorrow 11:30 we'll see how we can set up for the parameterization and how we can pass it to your Maven build.
Yeah, I think this record session is also needed, or can I do it from tomorrow onwards fresh? That one. I mean, as of now, I will
Everything should be fine.
I will keep this in repository, but tomorrow also I will record that one.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arun. Yeah, no
Thank you.
issues. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.